Do you know what your nightly habits are doing to your prostate? Many older men go through their evenings without realizing that small choices before bed may be quietly straining their health. You might only think about your prostate when it starts causing trouble, but the truth is, it responds directly to your lifestyle, especially the things you do at night. In this video, I want to share 7 common bedtime habits that can slowly damage your prostate over time. These are things many older adults do without a second thought. Whether it's something you drink, the position you sleep in, or the routines you follow before climbing into bed, left unchecked, these habits can increase discomfort, raise the risk of nighttime bathroom trips, and place unnecessary pressure on an organ that deserves your care and protection. The good news is, by recognizing these mistakes, you can change them before they cause lasting harm. Each of the 7 habits I'll share today is simple to understand, and even simpler to correct. Stay with me until the end, because the last one is the most surprising. It's a habit so common that almost no one questions it, yet it can quietly do more harm than all the others combined. And if you're new here, welcome. We share practical advice every week to help seniors live longer, healthier, and more confident lives. Now, let's begin. Habit number 1, late-night caffeine. One of the first bedtime habits that can silently harm the prostate is drinking coffee, tea, or other caffeinated beverages too close to bedtime. Many older men enjoy a warm drink in the evening, believing it helps them relax. But caffeine actually does the opposite, especially for your prostate and bladder. Caffeine is a diuretic, which means it makes the kidneys produce more urine. That leads to extra bathroom trips at night, forcing the prostate and bladder to work overtime when they should be resting. This strain might seem like just a small annoyance at first, but over time, the constant irritation adds up. The prostate sits right where urine leaves the bladder, so whenever the bladder is stressed, the prostate feels the consequences. For men already dealing with prostate enlargement, the combination of caffeine and nighttime restlessness can worsen symptoms, causing more trips to the bathroom, disrupted sleep, and growing discomfort. Breaking this habit can be hard, especially if you tie comfort to your evening routines, like sipping a hot cup of tea. But once you realize that this habit might be feeding your restless nights and quietly straining your prostate, the picture changes. Studies show that men who cut back on late-night caffeine often report fewer bathroom trips and more restful sleep within weeks. Take Charles, for example, a 74-year-old who loved his nightly coffee while watching television. He used to wake up 3 or 4 times every night to use the bathroom. His doctor suggested cutting out caffeine after dinner. Within a month, Charles was down to just 1 nighttime trip, and he felt more energy during the day. His story shows how one small change can make a big difference. So if you regularly drink coffee or tea at night, think about whether it's costing you more than it gives. Your prostate, and your sleep, may thank you for it. Habit number 2, holding back urination. Another bedtime habit that can quietly damage the prostate is ignoring the urge to urinate and forcing yourself to hold it until morning. Many older adults convince themselves that it's better to wait until they're already awake, thinking it will help them sleep through the night. But in reality, habit number 2, holding back urination. Many older adults convince themselves it's easier to wait until daylight to urinate, or they're simply too tired to get up in the middle of the night. But the truth is, holding urine for long periods puts direct pressure on both the bladder and the prostate. When urine sits in the bladder overnight, bacteria have more time to multiply. This increases the risk of urinary tract infections, which often trigger painful inflammation in the prostate. Even without infection, a stretched bladder places strain on the urethra, the narrow tube that runs right through the center of the prostate. Over time, this extra stress weakens bladder function and can make prostate symptoms worse, leading to trouble starting your stream or feeling like you never fully emptied. From a psychological perspective, this habit often comes from the desire for uninterrupted sleep. It feels like a victory to stay in bed rather than get up at 2 or 3 in the morning. But what seems like convenience actually backfires. The tension building in the urinary system makes the prostate more vulnerable, and the poor quality rest caused by discomfort often leaves you feeling groggy in the morning anyway. Take Gerald, for example. At 68 years old, he hated waking up at night to use the bathroom. He often forced himself to wait until morning, even when the urge was strong. After months of this, he began noticing burning and pain, eventually developing a prostate infection that required treatment. His doctor explained that delaying urination was the root cause. Once Gerald allowed himself to get up when needed, his symptoms improved dramatically. So while it may feel like a nuisance to leave the bed at night, honoring your body's signals can actually protect your prostate health in the long run. Ignoring those signals may be silently doing more harm than you realize. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any of our weekly videos. Your support helps us continue creating useful content to inform and inspire you. Habit number 3, nighttime alcohol consumption. One of the most damaging nighttime habits for the prostate is drinking alcohol before bed. Many older adults enjoy a glass of wine, a beer, or a nightcap, believing it will help them fall asleep faster. While alcohol might make you feel drowsy at first, the way it interacts with the prostate and urinary system is far from harmless. Alcohol is a diuretic, which means it forces your body to produce more urine. This extra output puts strain on the bladder and prostate, often leading to more frequent nighttime bathroom trips. Over time, this constant irritation inflames the urinary tract and can contribute to prostate swelling. On top of that, alcohol dilates blood vessels, which can worsen inflammation in sensitive tissues, including the prostate gland. Psychologically, many seniors reach for alcohol out of habit or because they associate it with relaxation. But the reality is, alcohol disrupts the natural sleep cycle. It interferes with deep, restorative rest, leaving the body more fatigued and less capable of healing. That cycle of shallow sleep combined with frequent bathroom interruptions accelerates the feeling of decline that so many older men quietly endure. Consider Walter, 72 years old, who enjoyed 2 beers most evenings while watching television. He thought it was harmless, until he began waking up 3 or 4 times a night to urinate. Habit number 3, nighttime alcohol consumption, continued. Not only did this worsen Walter's prostate symptoms, but the lack of quality sleep left him irritable and exhausted during the day. Once Walter reduced his alcohol consumption, his nights became calmer, his trips to the bathroom less frequent, and his energy levels noticeably improved. The hidden danger is not just the irritation alcohol causes, but how it quietly undermines both prostate health and overall vitality. What feels like a small indulgence at night can, over the years, silently erode the quality of your health. Choosing alternatives such as herbal teas that soothe rather than inflame can make a profound difference, both for your prostate and for your sleep. Habit number 4, eating heavy meals before bed. Another harmful bedtime habit many older adults overlook is eating a large or heavy meal right before lying down. While it may feel comforting to enjoy a late-night snack or even a full dinner at a late hour, this practice silently puts stress on the digestive system, which in turn affects the prostate. When your stomach is full as you head to bed, your body shifts its focus to digestion rather than rest and repair. The extra weight in the abdomen presses downward, increasing pressure in the pelvic region. This pressure can aggravate the prostate, making it harder to urinate comfortably during the night. On top of that, the body releases more insulin and inflammatory chemicals while digesting heavy foods, which can irritate prostate tissue over time. From a psychological point of view, late-night eating often comes from emotional patterns. Many seniors feel lonely in the evenings or reward themselves with food after a long day. While the intention is comfort, the result is restlessness, heartburn, and disrupted sleep. These factors combined create the perfect storm for worsening prostate issues. Take Harold, for example, a 70-year-old who loved enjoying a plate of pasta close to bedtime. He often found himself waking up not just with indigestion, but also with an urgent need to urinate multiple times during the night. His doctor later explained that his late eating habits were contributing to the irritation of his prostate. Once Harold began eating his final meal earlier in the evening and keeping it lighter, both his sleep and his prostate health improved significantly. The truth is, your prostate benefits when your body is allowed to rest deeply without competing demands. Avoiding large meals at night relieves hidden pressure on the pelvic region, reduces nighttime bathroom trips, and gives your body the chance to restore itself more effectively. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any of our weekly videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Habit number 5, lack of hydration throughout the day. A surprisingly common but overlooked factor that harms the prostate at night is failing to drink enough water during the day. Many older adults intentionally restrict fluids because they fear frequent bathroom trips. But the unintended consequence is that dehydration irritates the urinary tract and makes urine more concentrated. When urine becomes darker and more acidic, it increases the risk of inflammation and discomfort in the prostate. By the time night arrives, the body is already under stress from this low-level dehydration. The bladder and prostate must work harder to manage this concentrated urine, which can trigger irritation, urgency, and restless nights. Habit number 5, lack of hydration throughout the day, continued. Urine becomes more concentrated when the body doesn't get enough water, which explains why so many men feel burning or urgency at night despite not drinking much. Ironically, this effort to avoid the bathroom often makes nighttime urination worse, not better. Psychologically, the pattern makes sense. Seniors want to stay comfortable during the day and especially through the night. Yet, the body interprets this lack of hydration as a sign of imbalance, prompting stronger signals and more sleep disruptions. Over time, this cycle quietly chips away at both prostate function and sleep quality. Take Leonard, a 74-year-old who rarely drank water after lunch because he dreaded waking up at night. What happened instead was that his urine became increasingly concentrated, which aggravated his prostate. He began experiencing more pain and irritation. When Leonard slowly increased his water intake earlier in the day and allowed himself to stay hydrated, he noticed his nighttime bathroom trips became less distressing and the burning sensations eased. The lesson is clear. Avoiding fluids may feel like a solution, but it quietly damages prostate health. True balance comes from drinking enough water throughout the day so that by evening, your system is cleansed, your urine is less irritating, and your prostate is under far less strain. Proper hydration during daylight hours sets the stage for a more peaceful and healthier night. Habit number 6, sitting too long before sleep. One hidden but destructive bedtime habit is remaining seated for hours in the evening, whether in front of the television, at a computer, or simply in a recliner. Many older adults enjoy winding down this way, but prolonged sitting places direct pressure on the pelvic floor and the prostate itself. Over time, this pressure reduces healthy circulation, leading to swelling, stiffness, and worsening urinary symptoms. When the lower body stays inactive, blood flow to the pelvic region slows. This sluggish circulation allows waste products and inflammatory chemicals to linger around the prostate. The result can be irritation, difficulty urinating, or even an increased risk of infection. The body needs gentle movement to keep everything working smoothly, and the prostate is no exception. From a psychological standpoint, sitting long into the night is often tied to habit. It feels safe, routine, and comforting to relax in a favorite chair. Yet, the body silently pays the price, especially for men already dealing with prostate challenges. A simple change, like breaking up sitting time with light stretching or short walks around the house, can dramatically reduce this hidden strain. For instance, Henry, aged 69, spent most evenings in his recliner watching old westerns until bedtime. He thought he was resting, but in reality, he was increasing pelvic congestion. He began to notice he couldn't fully empty his bladder, and nighttime urgency grew worse. At his doctor's urging, Henry started standing up every half hour and doing a few simple leg stretches. Within weeks, his prostate discomfort eased and his nights became calmer. This habit may seem harmless, but the hours add up. By giving your body a little movement in the evening, you allow better blood flow, reduce inflammation, and give your prostate the relief it needs to stay healthier as you sleep. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 6 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any of our weekly videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Habit number 7, ignoring stress before bed. Now let's move forward to the final and most surprising habit, ignoring stress before bed. Habit number 7, ignoring stress before bed. One final nighttime habit that quietly damages the prostate is carrying unresolved stress and tension into bed. Many older adults lie awake replaying the events of the day, worrying about finances, health, or family matters. While this may seem like a normal part of aging, the truth is that chronic stress triggers hormonal changes that directly impact the prostate. When stress is high, the body produces more cortisol and adrenaline. These stress hormones increase inflammation, tighten the muscles around the pelvic floor, and disrupt healthy urinary flow. Because the prostate is highly sensitive to inflammation, it suffers under this constant pressure. What feels like ordinary worry can actually magnify prostate swelling and discomfort during the night. Psychologically, the pattern makes sense. Evening is often the quietest part of the day, leaving space for anxious thoughts to grow louder. Unfortunately, the body translates those racing thoughts into real physical strain. This is why men under stress often notice more difficulty urinating or more frequent nighttime trips to the bathroom. Take Samuel, for example, a 66-year-old who spent most evenings worrying about his bills. He often went to bed tense, only to wake multiple times during the night with prostate discomfort. Once he began practicing deep breathing and listening to calming music before bed, his symptoms eased. By addressing his stress, his prostate health improved without any other major changes. The lesson here is simple: your emotional state is not separate from your physical health. Ignoring stress before sleep allows it to settle into the body where it quietly harms the prostate. By creating calming bedtime routines, such as prayer, meditation, or simple relaxation techniques, you not only sleep more soundly, but also give your prostate a chance to rest and recover. Final thoughts. The habits you practice at night can either protect your prostate or silently damage it without you realizing. From late-night alcohol to ignoring the urge to urinate, from sitting too long to carrying stress into bed, each of these choices leaves its mark. The good news is that small changes in your evening routine can bring powerful improvements to your health, your comfort, and your peace of mind. Think for a moment about your own nightly rituals. Do any of these habits sound familiar to you? Which ones could you begin adjusting tonight to give your prostate the care it deserves? Sometimes the path to better health isn't about complicated treatments, it's about paying attention to the small things we do every day. As you reflect on what you've learned, remember this: your body is always communicating with you. Those nighttime urges, that discomfort, or that restless sleep are not just random inconveniences. They are signals. Listening to them, and making even modest adjustments, can lead to lasting benefits. Thank you for joining us today. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today, and how you plan to use it in your life. Your thoughts are important to us, and reading your comments gives us great motivation and encouragement. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue creating valuable content to inform and inspire you. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.